have to do it in slow motion.
Slow motion for me.
This is my narrative speech called Look Before You Leap. And when you're a kid, you rarely take the time to think about a consequence or actions of a fun idea once you think of it. And if there's any chance at all of your parents saying no, of course you're not going to ask them, right? That was me and my brothers when I was younger. And I would do anything to hang out with them because I was the youngest and they were older, and I always wanted to follow them around. So I would do anything even if I knew it was a bad idea.
Aww.
And thinking before we acted was the last thing on our minds. And so it was summer, and my brothers and I would spend the day doing random things to entertain ourselves. And these things, for the most part, were pretty safe, which my mom would appreciate. But sometimes they got a little out of control. And our favorite things to do were to find things to jump off of into the pool, because we had a pool back then. And that was until we got a trampoline. And you can tell already this has bad idea written all over it. So one day we decided that, hey, wouldn't it be fun to play football on the trampoline? And we're like, yeah, let's do it. So we start playing, and it's pretty safe. We're doing pretty good at the beginning. And we play football on the street, so what's the difference? And little do we know, it was a big difference. So if you have ever had a trampoline, you know that if you have more than one person on it and you're jumping, when you land and someone else lands, it bounces all of you all over the place. So we start playing, and my brother Nick has the ball, and my brother Tyler goes to tackle him. And we find out that, hey, it's fun when you jump over someone to try and get away from them. So Nick goes to jump, and Tyler goes to run for him, and I jump, and I'm near the side, and Tyler is on the other side of Nick now, and Nick lands. And so you can only imagine what happens next. I land a little bit after Nick, and I go bouncing, and I fall off the side of the trampoline. And when I fall, I do this really weird thing where I try to catch myself, like that's going to stop me, like anti-gravity's going to turn on and I'm not going to hit the ground. Well, so I stick my arms out to catch myself and land really hard on my wrist. And I get up and I'm like, because of course I'm around my brothers, I can't cry. So I'm like, I'm good. And I walk inside, and it instantly starts to turn purple and swells up, like, majorly. So my mom gets home, and she has to take me to the hospital, and it ends up being broken in 3 different places. But I got to get a really cool CAD, so at the time, that was cool to me. And, but that was besides the point. The point is, you should definitely look before you leap, and you should always think about the consequences and the actions of something before you do it. And had we thought about it, we would have known that running and jumping on a trampoline, something that bounces, is not a good idea and could end in disaster. And I'll always think now about decision and the consequences before I act on it. And I've learned that this can be applied to anything in life, not just playing with your big brothers. And that's the end of my speech.